Hello everyone, this is Hope from Pros Before Bros. How you doing today? You know what? This sucks because I just thought, yeah, it's Thursday, tomorrow's Friday, and I go on vacation. Nope, tomorrow's only Wednesday. Bummer. Alright, anyway. So I wanted to have a quick video because I know, I keep doing this. I got more books. We're not surprised here. Don't judge me. I got some new books, and these are actually books that I've been kind of squirreling away since December. I got some books for Christmas. I got some books in a recent unhaul at half price books, and then I turned around and rehauled it. So I got some of those books. I got some books that my friends had recommended. So I thought I was going to go ahead and share these books with you, and yeah, see if you guys had read any of these books, if you got any feedback on the books. You could even include telling me I wasted my time with these books. I won't judge you. It's okay. But yeah, let's go ahead and talk about the books I got. So here is, oh my god, here it is. Yeah, it's in a Gorin food service bag because those are like, oh my god, guys, those bags are boss. They're just amazing. If you have a Gorin's food, just go get bags from them because they never break at all. Every other bag I have busts. This one doesn't. So I always use it for my books. But anyway, I did pick up a few books. First book I picked up is actually a book that was on, I think it was Amazon Recommends. And you guys know that, do you guys have that problem with Amazon where they put like a little recommend ticker right smack in the middle of the app, and it's like, shit, I have to look at it. And then you look at it and I don't know, $100 later, it's 3 in the morning and you bought just a crap ton of stuff that you don't need. Yeah, I did that with Steam Up once. I was half asleep. Don't even ask. It was crazy. But anyway, this is one of the recommendations that it passed on to me, and that is a book called Notes on a Nervous Planet. Talk, Hope, Talk. And it's by Matt Haig. Matt Haig is also the author of How to Stop Time, which I'm not familiar with. But this book was recently recommended by Stephen Fry. If you guys are familiar with that chap there. This book is about Matt's journey with overcoming anxiety, depression, panic attacks in particular. I wanted to pick up this book, and it came at such a good time because right now, I don't know if any of you guys suffer from any of those things: depression, panic attacks, anxiety, anything like that. It sucks. I actually have been dealing with it, gosh, ever since I was 6. I wasn't formally diagnosed until much later, like when I was a teenager. I think I was 15 or 16 years old when I was formally diagnosed with depression. And then it wasn't until, I want to say it was maybe my mid-20s when I got formally diagnosed with anxiety disorder or panic disorder, if you will. So it's been a struggle. And then for the past year, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just because of the major change I had because I changed it to a different role at work. It might have had something to do with that. I just been feeling really low, and my panic attacks have been just ridiculous, to say the very least. So I was trying to find something out there that I could relate to. And if you guys have suggestions on that, like books that helped you, please let me know. I'm always looking for some sort of read to kind of help me cope. But this book actually kind of spoke to me because I pulled it up on my Amazon recommends and I read the comments. And I read the little summary that comes with, and then I went off of Amazon because Amazon sometimes have people that are paid to give good reviews. I wanted an honest review, so I went to other places, did some digging, and I was like, okay, I'll give it a shot. It was on sale too, so it made sense just to give it a shot. So yeah, I picked this up as well. I plan on reading that hopefully here very soon. Once I do, I'll give you guys my updates on that. So next book I picked up, and you guys are going to laugh because some of these books are fantasy books, and I know that I told you guys in particular. I think I was even talking to Aaron about it inside the comments. That I'm just so burned out right now on fantasy books, but it seems like that's the trend right now with just not even YA. It looks like it's even going into adults as well. So yeah, I've been picking up a lot of yawning, a lot of fantasy books. So I picked this one up kind of on a whim, and it is To Kill a Kingdom, and it's by Alexandra Christo. I need to talk. And this is about a siren princess. I believe a killer siren princess gets a little over her head, and her mother, the Sea Queen, transforms her into the one thing sirens hate the most, and that is a human. So I got a little bit of the Little Mermaid vibe off of this. I can't remember who was talking about it. It was either somebody inside my friend's circle or somebody out in BookTube that was talking about it. And I was thinking to myself, okay, so it's kind of like a dark, cryptic Ariel, really screwed up in the head. Yeah, let's go ahead and read it. So I did pick that up as well. I think I picked that up on Amazon actually. And the next book I picked up was recommended by a fellow booktuber, and I wish I could remember her full name on here. She has such a cute channel. But her name for certain is Ellie. I know that. And it's The Backstagers and the Ghostlight. And this is by Andy, I'm going to mess up his name. Mintis? I'm going to put it right there, you guys. And she was talking about this because she's a theater geek. She's a drama club geek, and I was a drama club geek when I was in high school and college. So it was natural that I picked this up. She really enjoyed it. She did a video of this. She's got a really cool, gosh, I gotta look up her channel and give you guys the information. She's got a really cool channel that basically documents her life as a student at Columbia College in Chicago for the arts. And I just ran into it in passing because I was feeling a little nostalgic. That was one of the colleges I was looking into going in for my master's, and I decided, well, life happened. So I found that, and I found out that she was talking about this book. She's got like a reading vlog, and she was talking about this book, and it's just so cute, you guys. Let me go ahead and pull this up. So it's got just such beautiful artwork. I'm really excited about reading it. It's a middle grade book, so it's going to definitely be a quick read, but I'm excited. Next two books I got are actually books I picked up that are focused on body positivity. And as you guys could tell, I'm a big girl. No shame in my game. And I actually used to belong to a club back in college. It was called the Fat Group. And it was basically a safe group for anybody that struggled with body image or was overcoming body image issues to get together and coerce and be united and just shine a bunch of love on each other. So naturally, I went back to my roots a little bit with that because I wanted to feel some self-love right now. I picked up two books. That book does not count inside this. Two books, and the first one is Land Whale, and it's on turning insults into nicknames, why body image is hard, and how diets can kiss my ass. I love it. The author of this, and I actually read this book as well, and it's so good. Things No One Will Tell Fat Girls, and it's by Jess Baker. If you guys are familiar, I don't know if you're familiar with the name Jess Baker, but you might be familiar with the Militant Baker. Baker. The Militant Baker is me. The Militant Baker. She was really popular during that whole time with Abercrombie and Fitch, where the CEO came out and was like, "Fat people shouldn't be wearing my clothes." It stirred up so much controversy, and I want to say this was about 10 years ago. This happened. She actually came out with her own reaction, and did a photo shoot wearing clothes from Abercrombie and Fitch, and she got a bunch of girls, plus size girls and plus size guys together, and had them wear the Abercrombie and Fitch clothes, and basically made a statement saying, "We can wear your clothes, we just choose not to, and we look 10 times better than what you have to offer." So, but yeah, she is very, very for fat rights, and this is her memoir that she has done. And like I said, I love her so much. She is just such a character. I actually follow her on Twitter and Facebook, and I enjoy her stuff. So I'm really excited about reading that as well. The next one is also an Instagram girl, and I just recently started doing Instagram again. I just don't understand the concept. I'm still trying to learn it, so bear with me. But she's very famous on Instagram, and that is Megan Jane Crab, Body Positive Power. And because life is already happening and you don't need flat abs to live it. So I just love the message that that portrays, because there's been so many times that as a fat person, or as a heavyweight, as I like to call myself, I hold myself back from doing things I love because I'm just so paranoid of what everybody else thinks. Um, Over the years, I have outgrown that, but it's a lot of discipline, and I think that's why I really wanted to pick up this book, because I wanted that reinforcement to make sure that I keep going. So yeah, if you haven't checked out her Instagram, you definitely should. And what's not to love? She's got pink, purple, and blue hair. I mean, come on now. Come on. You gotta love that. All right, next book. This one's going to be interesting. This was recommended by Chelsea Darling over at, I keep saying that, Chelsea Darling. It's Chelsea over at Chelsea Darling Reads. This is a book that she had done a haul on. I believe it was a Christmas haul. Her friend sent it to her, and I think her friend's from Australia. This is where the catch is coming, okay? So the book is Steph Bow, and it's night swimming. Cute little cover, right? And I love that dress. Anyways, so this book is not printed here in the United States. It is only printed in Australia. So Chelsea did say that inside her little, not her email, her little vlog, if you will, that you can't purchase it anywhere in the United States. And I was up for the challenge. I'm like, this book sounds so freaking good. I want to try find it. She's right. You can't find it anywhere here in the United States. I couldn't find it on Amazon. I looked, where else did I look? I think I looked on Book Depository. I looked everywhere. Couldn't find it. And I finally found it. Actually, wait, it was Book Depository I found it on. But I looked somewhere else that was international and I could not find it there. Finally found it on Book Depository. It took about 5 weeks to get to me. I might be exaggerating. It took a long time to get to me. But I'm really excited about this book. It is a teen contemporary fantasy-ish book. But I'll read you guys the back. Imagine being the only two 17-year-olds in a small town. That's life for Kirby Arrow and her best friend, Clancy Lee. Clancy wants nothing more than to leave the town and head for the big smoke. But Kirby is worried. Her family has a history of leaving. She hasn't heard from her father since he left when she was just a baby. Shouldn't she stay? And how could she leave her pet goat, Stanley, her dog, Maud, and her cat, Marianne? Oh my God. Pets. I love pets so much. But everything changes when Iris arrives in town. Iris is beautiful, wears crazy clothes, plays the mandolin, and seems perfect. Clancy has his heart set on winning over Iris. Trouble is, Kirby is also falling in love with Iris. So it's got a little bit of queer representation in there. And I think the reason I really wanted to read this book is Iris just reminds me too much of me because I like wearing crazy stuff. I don't really do it that much on tape here or on video, but I'm known to wear crazy, kooky things, on a regular basis. So I had to read this book and it was worth the wait. I can't wait to jump in and start reading that. I'm hoping to start reading that next month if at all possible. All right, next book. This one is popular and I've been wanting to read it forever. I finally picked up a half price books when I did my credit trade in. And that is When Dimple Met Rishi. And I'm going to have a horrible time saying her name, so I'm just going to hold that up there. Don't want to mess up this woman's name. But this book, oh guys, it has been making so many waves. So many people seem to like this book. And I'm dying to read it. It seems perfect. So it follows the story of a teenager by the name of Dimple. She thinks she has everything figured out. She's ready to graduate. She's got all straightened out. And she ends up being Rishi, and Rishi is a hopeless romantic, and this kind of follows their interactions together. So I'm excited to read. It looks like it's actually going to be a fairly quick read. It's told in the perspective of Rishi and Dimple, so and it has iced coffee on the front, and you guys gotta see this back cover. It's so cute. So yeah, I am excited about reading that as well. All right, next book here. Let's go ahead and just do this as a set. So, these are actually a set of 3, and I got the third one. Ended up getting at Murphy's a few months back with the idea that eventually I'm going to get the other 2. The first 2 books of the series, and that is the Asylum series by Madeleine Roux. So we got Asylum, we got Sanctum, and I believe the third is Catacomb. Yes, it's Catacomb. So we'll just go ahead and put that right there. So yeah, I picked these up mainly because of a little obsession that I have. So a little side note for anybody that doesn't live in the Midwest, you probably aren't familiar with all the attractions that are here. Oh God, there's a plethora in Ohio, trust me. Not. Anyways, I live in Cincinnati, and Cincinnati is about roughly an hour and a half to 2 hours away from Louisville, Kentucky. Hour and a half for me because I like to speed. I'm a terrible speedster. So I usually get there pretty damn quick. Whereas my husband, it takes him about 2 hours and then some. But anyways, there is a place in Louisville that is considered one of the most haunted places in America, if not the world. If you guys aren't familiar with it, I'm going to tell you about it now. It's called the Waverly Hills Sanitarium. Have you heard of it? The place is creepy, y'all. So my husband and I went there for, our honeymoon, and we went there for a 3rd year anniversary. The place is huge. It's massive. It sits in the middle of this hill in Louisville, and it's such a massive place. I think for us, we were in it for 5 hours, but if we went through every nook and cranny, we'd be there for probably 8 hours, if that, maybe even longer than that, to be honest with you. It's a huge place. And it used to be a tuberculosis center for Louisville, because Louisville was one of the hard hit, areas in the United States with the tuberculosis outbreak. So in the 1860s, they built their first tuberculosis hospital there. The hospital burned down, so they had to rebuild another hospital in that place, and I believe it was like early 1900s that they finished it. It's 5 stories, place is freaking massive, and it has a tunnel underneath it. It's called the Death Tunnel, and that's where workers would come in and out of the building during the winter. But ultimately, it was used as a transport for corpses. So anytime that the body count was on the rise, to keep the morale of the existing patients up, they would use this tunnel. And the tunnel would lead down to the railroad tracks at the very end of the hill, so bodies could be transported out to families across the country. At the time, they had open enrollment, so to speak, where anybody in the country can go to this. It was a top of the line facility. Then Jefferson County and Louisville got hit so hard that they had to pull it back into just Jefferson County patients. So a little bit of a backstory there. It has a long history, a long tragic history. Some things I question. They did have a nurse commit suicide there. They had a nurse hang herself in particular. One jump off the roof, according to some cases. It's really spotty. Some of it is urban legend, I'm sure, and then there's others that just was not poorly, it was just poorly documented. So they claim it's haunted. It's one of my favorite places to visit when I get a chance, because it just has that fascinating history, and I love the historical elements of it. I don't really care much about the ghost aspect of it. And I'm one of those people that love going into abandoned places and just checking them out and trying to get a feel of what they could have been. So naturally, I had to pick up Asylum because it reminded me so much of Waverly Hills. I haven't read any of the books yet, obviously, because I was waiting for the first two. So I went ahead and picked up the first two at Half Price Books with my credit that I got. And let's see, the next book was a recommendation from my friend Dana. I'll have to go ahead and get her handle, her Twitter handle, and put it down in the note below, the description below. She's a writer. Me and Dana have been friends since college. She writes some really cool, queer, influenced horror thrillers. She's awesome. She was actually one of the first people I hired to be on my editorial staff when I was editing the newspaper in college. So I love her, and I love all her recommendations. Every time she recommends a book to me, it's like I might as well just go out and buy it because I'm going to like it. So first off, this book is called Meddling Kids by Edgar Quintero. And I never heard of this guy before until Dana was talking about his work. It was either on Goodreads that she was talking about it, or maybe it was Facebook. And I was like, oh, I gotta check that out, because I mean, come on, look at this cover. It looks amazing, right? So it's basically like a Scooby-Doo spin-off almost. These kids catch a culprit back in 1977, and then they end up having to revisit the case much later on in life. So I'm excited about it. She says that this book is quite interesting, and it's got a little bit of that camp that I like so much. He does have another book out, and I can't remember what it was, and she was telling me about it. But yeah, all you have to do is look up Edgar Quintero. There we go. I'm going to put him up here right now. And you can take a look at his stuff as well. And I'll try to find that handle. I wish I had her handle written down. I never thought of it. Oh, well. You should check out her work, too. She's awesome. All right, last two books, I swear. So, again, I picked up another book that's fantasy-driven, and that is Dearly Departed. And it's by Leah Habel. And I picked this up, again, on a whim. I wasn't quite sure what it really truly was. It has something to do, it's in the year of 2195. The place is New Victoria, so it's a high-tech nation, modeled by the manners and the mores and the fashions of an antique era. So I'm thinking like Victorian era, depending, what you think. That's what I'm kind of aiming for. So I'm going to give that a shot. Not sure if I'll like it or not, but it wasn't that much and I had the credits. So I figured I'd go ahead and pick it up. Last book that I picked up is again a fantasy, but everybody's been talking about it. And that is The Traitor's Kiss by Erin Betty. And this apparently follows the storyline of an obstinate girl who will not be married and a soldier desperate to prove himself, a kingdom on the brink of war. Don't know much about this book. Seen it been making its runs over on Twitter and also in BookTube. So I figured I'd give that a shot as well. So yeah, that is my haul since December. Let me know in the comments below if you read any of these books and what your thoughts were, or if you have suggestions on books I should be checking out. Please put that information down below in the comments. If you like this, go ahead and click like. If you'll want to see more of my stuff, by all means subscribe. I'm here. Thank you so much, you guys, for watching, and I'll talk to you all soon.